just be. Don't take it, just don't be. And live my life. Don't take it personal, I ain't lying.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Christine. Today we are going to be recreating a purple eye look that I did in my glow recipe video a few weeks back. I got so many requests to do a quick little makeup tutorial, so I'm going to go ahead and recreate that look today using some of my recent favorite products as well as some new products that I'm really excited to try out with you guys. So before we go ahead and jump into the video, join the notification squad. Make sure you hit the subscribe and little notification bell. That lets you know every time I post a new video. You don't want to miss out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I already cleansed, but I thought it would be fun to do a little skin prep with you guys. Doing skin prep is one of my favorite things to do ever. Plus, I feel like if you have a good base, all of the makeup that you apply on top just looks so much more beautiful. So I'm actually going to be starting with the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrating Eye Gel. This is my first time using this product, so hopefully it looks really good underneath makeup. Also, I just got my nails done. I haven't had my nails done since like March when quarantine first happened, and I thought it was time to bring them back. Oh wow, that eye cream feels really nice. It feels really hydrating, kind of like a little cloud. Next, we're gonna go in with this Glow Recipe Pineapple C Bright Serum. I talked about this product in my 5 best 5 worst glow recipe video, and I recently have fallen in love with this product. And I rediscovered how much I love this product, so I'm just adding a couple drops to my hand just like that. And then what I like to do with this product is rub it between my fingers and then pat it in. It just makes my skin look so glowy and radiant. The only thing is it kind of has like a weird scent, but okay, so we'll give that a few seconds to soak in, and then I'm going to use my LANEIGE lip sleeping mask, one of my favorite lip balms ever. I feel like I've had this a year and a half and I'm just now putting a dent in it. Now look how radiant my skin looks. I love that serum. I definitely have forgotten the magic of vitamin C serums. Next, I'm going to go with one of my favorite sunscreens ever. I talked about this in my basic skin routine video. This is the Dr. Jar Every Sunday Sun Fluid. The 2-finger rule, make sure that you apply a sufficient amount of sunscreen to protect your skin. So it does feel like a lot, but when you drag it down your neck and stuff like that, it's a perfect amount of sunscreen. And I love this sunscreen because it really does feel like skincare. It just absorbs into the skin, makes my skin look beautiful. It doesn't break me out and doesn't leave any white casts either, so I'm obsessed with this sunscreen. I recently have been loving doing my brows with a brow pencil, and this one from Benefit is really good. This is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I have it in the shade 6, so I'm quickly just going to draw my brows. Okay, so brows are done and skin is looking so radiant and dewy, but don't worry if it looks a little bit too shiny right now. We're gonna go ahead and mattify it all down. I also forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, this is the inspo photo. So go ahead and pop a picture of it on the screen, but I saw this on Pinterest and this is what the original look that I created was inspired by. She has a little bit more of a bushy brow, but I don't have brows and this is the best that I can do, okay? Next, we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes first because I remember when I created this look for the first time, I definitely struggled with the eyes a little bit. So I'm first gonna curl my lashes. I'm using the Laura Mercier eyelash curler. This is one of my favorite lash curlers of all time. And I normally like to curl my lashes before I do any type of like eyeshadow or eyeliner just because I feel like my eye shape changes when I curl my lashes. So in the original look, it almost looks like there's some brown smokiness in there. So I'm gonna go in with this HOOLA powder from Benefit, and I'm gonna use a fluffy brush to buff this into my crease. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I drag this shadow out into a little flick, and then making sure that we really build up the intensity in the outer corner because we want it to give us a really swinged effect. Next, we're gonna go in with this Maybelline Tattoo Studio eyeliner. This is the best purple that I have, but I know Urban Decay has a really good purple eyeliner too. I'm gonna go ahead and really messily like drag this along my lash line. And then I'm gonna go ahead and buff it out with a pencil brush. I feel like that's a really good color. I just have here a brow brush, but you can use anything with a angled tip. It's gonna help us to get that winged effect. I also really love this look because I feel like purple eyeliner with brown eyes is such a good little combo. So I'm actually gonna take the brush and pick up some of the pencil on the brush. And I'm really gonna drag it out. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then what I did last time to really build up the intensity, because in the picture, the purple is so much more vibrant. I actually have this palette here from Becca, and this is in collaboration with Barbie Ferreira, I believe her name is. This is the Prismatica palette. Now, I don't think that you need to get this palette, and especially if you just want it for this purple color, I don't know if it's really worth it, because I don't know if I would ever use any of the other colors besides the normal highlight and this purple for this look. I have this Rowan brush that I'm going to use, and this is actually a double-sided brush. I'm actually going to use this tiny little tip right here and pick up this purple, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag it along where we place the liner, but I'm actually going to bring it a little bit above that. Okay, I changed my mind, so I'm going to actually pick up the bigger side of the brush, and I'm just going to drag that, kind of get like a little bit of a lid color going on. I almost feel like with this palette, it looks better if you pat it too. And it's good that we laid down that purple liner, because it really does help as a base. And it also makes our lash line look like a deeper purple than the rest of the eye, which is nice. Brandon and I are actually getting ready because we have dinner reservations at Felix. And if you guys live in the LA area, you need to go to Felix, because it's the best Italian food I've ever had, ever. So this will be our second time going. We're actually meeting my girlfriend Rachel and her man's there, so very excited. But low-key, we are running late, so I need to hurry. That is what the shadow looks like. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so actually in the picture, you can tell her outer corner is a little bit more defined and deeper. So I have this little Laura Geller holiday palette. This blush is one of my favorites, but I'm actually gonna take this dark brown. I have here a little Morphe angled brush. We'll just pick up a little bit of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and pat that into the outer corner. I'm gonna take the original buffing brush that we used at the beginning and just buff out all the edges. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury eye powder pencil, and this is in black. I actually just got this and haven't used it yet. I'm gonna line as close to my lash line as possible. And then with a different angled brush, I don't want to get any purple on this, and then really smudging this out and kind of winging it out too. So I am happy with that. I'm going to do the same to the other eye, and I'll be right back. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the mascara. I'm going to use my Heroin Make and Curl Volume and Curl Mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. This is my second tube of it. So I'm just going to do a really thin layer like I always do, and this helps my eyelashes to stay curled all day. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with a mascara that I've been loving. This is the Hourglass Unlocked mascara. I normally don't even like these plastic wands, but this gives me a really good thick lash. And I feel like one of the biggest parts of this look is some really like thick and plush looking lashes. Next, this is a pivotal part of the look. The last time I did this, I used like tiny little lashes on the ends of my eyes, and it really helped to give me that really lifted lash effect. So I do have these lashes from Too Faced. This is part of their new Better Than Sex lash collection, and these are called the Drama Queens. I don't normally wear lashes that look like this because these look like a really round looking shape. I usually prefer my lashes to have a more winged effect, so I'm actually just gonna cut these in half and put them on my eyes really quick. That looks so good. So I cut off a lot. This is all that I have left. So I'm gonna throw these on and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is what lashes look like on. Up close, you can see there's a little bit of a gapping right here. So I actually have these, this looks disgusting, but these are the Ardell like individual lashes. And what I actually started to do is whenever I snipped off any of the ends of my lashes, so like some of these ends that I snipped today, I actually will add them to this little collection, so that whenever I need them, it'll really come in handy. So like for today, I only need these itty bitty lashes to help connect that line. I have these little snippets I'm gonna go ahead and add on. Those are with the individuals on. As you can see, the lashes look a little bit more seamless, especially on this eye. So those are what the eyes look like done. I'm really happy with that. I'm actually gonna go ahead and quickly tightline my eyes with the same Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner, and this just helps to make the lashes look even more seamless. For foundation, I am running so late, so I'm gonna go ahead and rush through the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna use this Kier Weiss foundation. I don't know what this foundation is called, but this actually might be too dark for me, so I'm not gonna add a whole lot. using a little sponge that I have. I believe this sponge is from AliExpress. Okay, wow, I feel like that foundation looks absolutely stunning. It also really helped that I had such a radiant base underneath. I then have two Born This Way concealers from Too Faced. These are the sculpting concealers. I have it in a lighter shade to conceal and a darker shade to contour. So it's warm beige and chestnut. I'm gonna apply a ton of cream blush, so we do not need a whole lot of concealer. And this concealer is also so full coverage. I'd be tired, so I need that coverage, okay? I'm also like kind of stressed because I now have a manager, which is great because now I don't even have to do any of my own emails or anything like that. But because it is the end of October, holiday season is coming up, so I've just been so busy. Rachel's like my new best friend. I feel like I've already talked about her in a couple of videos, but her and I actually met because she kind of works on the brand side of campaigns, so we actually have done some work together. But she actually works at the same company that my manager works at. She's at Be Social, and her and I just clicked so well from the moment that we first met that now we hang out pretty much every single day. So I'm gonna see her tomorrow. I'm also gonna hang out with Ginny tomorrow, and Ginny's actually coming with me to the Cartier store, and I'm getting our first Cartier ring, which I'm so excited for. We're actually all going to Big Bear, so that'll be really, really fun. I'm taking this Kira Weiss cream blush, and I actually have been really liking this blush. It's really pigmented. Saturday is Halloween, and we're obviously not planning on going out or doing any parties or anything like that, but we are just thinking of going to the beach that day because the weather is supposed to be really nice in California, and afterwards coming back to the Malibu house and maybe watching some scary movies together, so that'll be really fun. I don't know if you guys remember when I first moved to California, so I'm originally from Seattle, but I moved to LA about 2 years ago. But when I first moved here, I felt like I just had no friends. It was so hard to meet people, especially people that I like really connect with, because I feel like I'm also really picky with my friend group. So now it feels so great to have people that I connect with so well, that I can hang out with all the time, and our boys all get along, which is really great. So I'm actually gonna take a Morphe M523 brush, and I'm gonna use this to go ahead and blend out any of the edges. But I've been liking going in with a brush to blend out the cream blush, just because I feel like it helps keep the pigmentation there, which is what I want. And this is why I didn't really need a whole lot of concealer, because we pretty much covered up everything that we did earlier. Now taking this RCMA powder. This is actually a powder that I've loved for years and totally forgot about. I have it in a random like travel container, and then I'm just gonna set any of my under eyes and anywhere where I get oily. I also pre-ordered my Tesla almost a month ago now, and it's supposed to come in December. Okay, and then since I'm going to dinner, I'm gonna apply a little bit more powder than I normally would because I want this to photograph really nicely. Going back in with the HOOLA bronzer, and I'm just gonna quickly contour my face. Oh no, my light just died. Actually, speaking of Big Bear, I actually have never been to Big Bear. Have you guys been to Big Bear? I don't know if it's gonna be cold at the time that we go, but we're supposed to be there the first week of November, so it'll just be me, Ginny, Rachel, and our men. And then let's go ahead and take the same highlighting palette that we used for our eyes. I'm gonna pick up this highlight shade right here and just highlight my cheekbones. I'm gonna take a tiny little pencil brush and do my nose highlight. I'm gonna quickly set my face. I have this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Finish setting spray. I've had this for so long and I've never used it. Wow, the mister on this was so fine. I didn't even realize I was spraying my face. And then I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. My lips are crusty. I definitely have to use a lip gloss. I'm gonna throw on this Lancome Juicy Tube Lip Gloss. I just want a light wash of color and hydration on my lips. I feel like my skin looks so good from that foundation and the prep that we did, plus the setting spray. I have this Rodan Fields eyebrow gel. I'm gonna brush up my brows. I actually used to skip this step, but now eyebrow gels make such a difference in how like bushy my brows look, so I cannot live without eyebrow gel. Some of the blush on my face has rubbed off a little bit, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit more blush. I have here this Laura Geller palette. Go ahead and link dupes down below. I'm just gonna brush a little bit of that on. Just makes the makeup look so much more cuter. I'm just going to put down my hair and change, and I'll be right back. So hair is done, I'm in my top, and we are ready for dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I just am obsessed with the way that this color looks. It's a super subtle look, but it's still a fun way to add a pop of color. So if you guys try this out, make sure you tag me, and I'll go ahead and link all the products down below like I always do. But that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve